What is up, guys? It's your boy Sean Flac 2.0 coming at you live and direct from the studio. Here we are. Hopefully we get this thing started without any hiccups, and it looks like it's okay, but we'll see how the rest of the show goes. Want to say thank you for joining us this evening in the studio via satellite. Who we got in the studio tonight? Man, my light is really bright, huh? Jeez, I'm like washed out. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and fix it as you guys introduce yourself. Above me, I got
good on stream.
Okay, I got Mr. Krinlee. What up, Mr. Krinlee? How we doing?
I can't complain.
Man, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, catty corner to go around the table here. We got NjordGod in the house. Only Dad's in the house. What's up, player?
How's it going, everybody? Happy Halloween.
Man, who told you, put the guns out? You know what I'm saying? It's the gun show tonight, huh?
Man, I work today.
And last but not least, Sensei. What up, Sensei?
What up, y'all? Man, we had a great time. I hope y'all had a good time during Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about some stuff tonight.
Yeah, we're going to get into it. Okay, got a couple things for us tonight. Again, it's going to be November 1st. A couple little topics we want to go over. I want to kind of talk about what we do to keep it together. That'll be our main topic I want to hit on tonight on this episode is maybe some of the annoyances that we kind of deal with and some things that we do to keep it together. I pulled some information from the Men's Health magazine, and this is going to be from Anthony Katz. If you guys don't know who he is the founder of Hyperice products. He makes massage guns. If I was to say,
oh, okay,
yeah, he's the founder, and so Hyperice is a brand of massage gun. And then Tario Sharif, I don't know if any of you guys would know who he is, but he is basically a promoter. He does hip hop shows. And just kind of like pulled some information about what they do to kind of keep things together. We'll kind of go over that over the show. We are going to be talking about Halloween, sharing a couple stories, some of the things that we did. I'd also like to talk about today, which is Dios de los Muertos, and that's going to be Day of the Dead. And that is remembering people that we've lost, a Mexican tradition. And then again, if we got time, or maybe we'll go into the After Dark, we'll talk about the last 60 days of 2024. Every year, a friend of mine, she reminds me to do it every last 90 days, which usually will start in October, where it's like, this is the last 3 months of the year. Let's finish strong. I didn't catch it this time around, so we're going to start off with today. So November 1st, we got 60 more days of the year. What do we want to accomplish? What are some of the things that we wanted to get done? Or reflecting back, did we get some of those things done and that we wanted to do earlier on the year? And if we didn't, could we go ahead and get that done by the end of the year? So those are some softball topics I wanted to kind of address going into this week's episode. I want to say welcome back to Mr. Krinlee, because last week he was out visiting some family. So welcome back. Hopefully that was a great experience that you had over there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Before we do get started talking about any of these topics, you guys want to do some not early morning, but early show shout outs. Let's start off with Krinlee. We'll go around the table again. Mr. Krinlee, any early show shout-outs?
I don't guess I really have any shout-outs this week, no.
Okay, all right. Your guy, Mr. Blue-collar worker himself.
How's it going? I'm going to do actually just a reminder shout-out, kind of, I guess, for my mom's. Yes. She's still fighting that fight of cancer, and this last month, I went and added to the mom tattoo.
Aw. That's
nice.
awesome.
The breast cancer ribbon.
That's awesome.
So, it's all healed up, looking good.
Okay, shout out to moms.
Yeah, shout out to moms.
All right. Sensei, what you got for us today, sir?
Yeah, and for y'all though that don't know, last month was Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
That's why I got it then.
Right. Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Hey, man, we're working dads. We try to pinch every penny.
That's right. Hey, shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who's the head of my life, my beautiful wife, my family, all my friends, my loved ones. Yeah, I'm excited. It's a little different vibe here on Friday, I guess. We trying to get it going. But yeah, shout out to all y'all listening. fellas on the live.
Okay. And last but not least, I got my shout out going to be shadowpackwest.com. Go ahead and check that out. See all of our contact information there. Some of the things that we're doing, you'll be seeing some updates soon. But if you are interested in becoming a Patreon of the show, a little bit more financial supporter of the show, you can head over to our website, click on the Become a Patron tab. That'll take you to our Patreon page where you start your patronage as little as $1 a month. I want to say thank you. Big shout out to all the current patrons and all the future patrons that are going to be out there. Always thank you. And thank you to all the listeners out there, but especially a double shout out to all of our patrons. So that's all I got for today. Again, it looks like we're going around the table one more time. Before we get into our topics, though, Mr. Krinlee, what we got to do first?
What we got to do is what's in your cup.
What's in your cup?
As it's been this season, you got to remember what my favorite drink is. It's what I drink about every show and about every day. But that's neither here nor there. So if you can remember, or if you can go back last season when I tell you what I'm drinking and figure it out, NjordGod, what do they get?
You are going to get a specialized shout out, and not just any specialized shout out. It's going to be the
shout out of the season. Okay, we're gonna get you in this voice here. We're gonna give you the horns from Mr. Sean Flac over there, and we'll even put your name on this ticker for getting it right. So make sure you get in, go back and watch last season, and find out what Krinlee was drinking last season.
I just like making him do that. But tonight, I'm drinking, once again, I don't have the big one. I went ahead and bought me a 6-pack of small ones.
Little shorties, huh?
Yeah,
Hey,
the old tropical beer hug.
Get the job done. Hey, you got let me see that shirt you got on, man. What you
Oh, yeah.
represent?
Yeah, I thought we were going to wear costumes, so I dressed up as a content creator.
I love it.
Oh, man. All right, New York, what you got in your cup, sir? And you still got your voice modulator on.
Yeah.
It was supposed to switch back over.
Well, you know how that goes.
Supposed to.
Right.
That part.
Strawberry Cayman Jack Margarita.
Yes. Last minute, what's in your cup? Let me see what's behind me. Hold on, guys.
Pretty much.
The Jameson's out of reach.
Right. Or it might be out of season. It's fall right now. He might switch his drink up for fall.
Hell
Don't
no.
switch up from Jameson.
That's sacrilegious.
Okay, all right. Sensei, what you got in your cup this evening?
Let me see. We still whining. We still wine and dine.
Okay.
We still gonna wine and dine you. I'm Louis Martina Monterosa.
Louis Ma, huh?
This is a 2021 Mountain Red. Still representing
Okay.
for the Louis Martinis.
Okay.
A little red. Keep it a little red tonight. Nice and tight.
Shoot, man, I got something special tonight because it's just been one of them days. It wasn't too rough, man, but dad life, they kicking that ass. Okay, so what do I got? I got Shock Top. Bell White. That's what I'm drinking tonight because it's like I said, it's been one of them days. So, I got to, partake this evening.
Yeah, protect this house, huh?
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, now
we all got a drink.
Right. It's one of them nights. Okay.
Like that.
To anybody that's in the chat, go ahead and, if you guys got questions or anything like that, it's open. We'll go ahead and leave a section for anybody that has any questions, anybody that's watching, say hey. We'll say hey, talk to us. We talk back. Okay. So let's kind of start off with some of the softball stuff, and then we'll kind of end with a little bit more, the more denser conversation. So let's talk about Halloween. Just for the listeners out there, I did post it up there about a year ago. A year ago is when Shadowpack West actually got created.
And the end of Shadowpack Gaming.
Right. It was the end of September, the beginning of October. Now we're at the beginning of October, or the end of October now, beginning of November. And we actually put up a video on the Shadow Pack West YouTube, and I linked it already. It's been posted. If you guys want to check it out, the history of Halloween. So if you guys are interested in the history of Halloween, go ahead and check out that video. I'll leave the description in the I'll leave a link in the description below. But let's talk about today. Let's talk about yesterday, actually. What did you guys do for Halloween, if anything? Who wants to go first?
I'll go ahead and take it.
All right, Krinlee, what you got, sir? Let's keep the round robin going.
Well, first of all, Halloween is my daughter's birthday.
Nice.
Happy belated birthday. Let's give her the horns.
Yeah. Give her the horns.
Yep. So we started
Hell yeah.
out. Well, we started out with birthday cake and presents in the morning. Sent them off to school.
Wait, birthday
And
cake
then
in
after
the morning?
Right.
Well, yeah. You don't go to school without eating birthday cake on your birthday.
Oh, man, I heard the hell out of that. Right. I ain't mad at you, though. I'm going to add that to my playbook.
I know she ain't.
But and she got a little brother, so he's got to have some too. But,
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, did some trick or treating after
Did you dress
I got off work. I didn't. I got off work, came home, and got them, and we just went to it. They were already dressed up, waiting.
What the kids? What were they? What were they?
So my son was Chase from Paw Patrol. He had Sonic the Hedgehog, but that costume got messed up. And so they had to get him last minute, Chase. And my daughter was a witch.
Okay.
And my wife, they did stuff last weekend. My wife was a witch too, but I didn't get a costume this year.
No. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Okay. All right, Mr. Krinlee, we see you out there getting your dad life on. NjordGod, what you got for us? What'd you do for Halloween?
So I worked. No, I didn't work the entire night. I actually was able to meet up with the daughter, who she dressed up. So gonna kind of backpedal just a little bit, right? This was baby Freya's first real Halloween. Okay. Like the point where she can actually sit here, talk, and knows what's going on, and saying trick or treat or happy Halloween, thank yous, and all of that. So that in and of itself was a blast to experience, right? She's not going to remember this one because I think she's still a little too young for that, but next year will be the one that she remembers, so we're going to definitely go all out for that one. Let me pull up what she was for Halloween, because I'm telling you, it was adorable.
Elsa.
Elsa.
Yep.
Okay.
She was straight up bowing to people at their doors, like, and we never taught her that at all. It was just super adorable. I did not dress up. It was one of those things. Got off work, got showered, got the dogs all taken care of, and then raced off. But this kid wore herself out. I'm talking about like walking back to Nana's house, and she's asleep pretty much in my arm.
That's what's up. Okay, I guess it's me, huh?
It is, sir. It is you.
So you know what? I did work. Did I work? Yeah, I worked. And I felt like y'all felt, but my wife just wouldn't let me wouldn't let it go. So she made sure she got my whole outfit together. It was easy, So the kids, they were Sonic, and my son was Sonic, and my daughter was Baby Yoda.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's what she told me she wanted to be. So I was like, that's interesting. Anyway, and then so me and my wife, so we always dress alike or have the same type of theme. So this year she was, you guys seen that movie Inside Out? Inside Out 2?
Of course.
Yeah, so she was anxiety and I was anger.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hell
So,
yeah.
The g-
go ahead.
Okay.
I was gonna say the guy that did the voice of Anger was he's one of my favorite comedians.
Oh, yeah. So that was pretty cool. You know what's funny is I've watched bits and pieces of that movie. I always fall asleep. Bad life, you know. Shit, it's up from a long day working.
You sit down on that couch
Oh,
and it's
man,
just like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that couch is a
The music in the movie is just so.
I'm over here getting these elbows. I probably should have worn my little outfit tonight, but that's all right. You know, you have to come follow me on my Instagram and whatever, and you'll see some pictures.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I always get them little elbows
Wake
when I'm
your
on that
ass
couch.
up. Right.
Wake your ass up, motherfucker.
Right. Oh shoot.
But yeah, it was a fun night. So what we did was we do this every year. We hit up a couple of churches. One church had a Willy Wonka theme. And so they had a bunch of they you know, you walk in and you know, it's like the factory. So they had a bunch of rooms and had all the stuff, you know, going for the factory, all the stuff like in the movie, and you know, the bubbles for the soda room and all. It was pretty cool. And then we went to a different spot, the one we always go to. So the first one was kind of new. We never been to that one. So usually we always go to the other church. And that's where they have all the food. You know, they got the pizza, they got the jumpy houses, and, you know, the kids get to walk around and, you know, mingle with each other, and the grown-ups, you know, eat the food, drink some sodas, and, you know, chat, dance to the music. They had a live DJ there. It was all outside, so it was pretty cool. It wasn't that cold last night. So, yeah, that's usually what we do on Thanksgiving. And sometimes we usually get a chance to come back early enough and walk around our block, but last night, you know, we got home about 9. What was crazy though was the main street where we live at was packed at 9 o'clock. I was like, what's going on? I mean, Halloween is back, baby, in full effect.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was at least a few hundred people out there walking up and down these streets.
Wow.
I mean,
Our Halloween,
crazy.
our treaters were like the streets were barren by like 8.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I guess depending, you know, I mean, apparently we don't even live in popping cities like Sensei though, because yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Njord. It
was cracking. I was like, hey, and usually we not out that late, you know, so it was kind of different for us. I could barely get down the road, and you know, them fools is crossing over in front of you.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you go ahead.
They were busting people into my mom's subdivision. I mean, like full on. I mean, when I pulled in there, I think I got in there at about 6 p.m. Right, and literally it was just people everywhere, like what you're describing. Right, you're going 2 miles an hour, hitting the brakes, hitting the brakes. You know, just trying to get to the house. There were people with golf carts pulling a trailer with straw bales. Wow, right, nice. So like it was a hayride pulled by golf carts.
That's actually really cool. Yeah, that's something you see where I live.
My mom's subdivision too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Man. It was fun though. I had a great time.
Okay. I guess it's me. I guess I was the only one that handed out candy, huh?
Yeah.
No, we did candy.
Oh, you guys did. Okay.
Well, my mother and dad did.
Okay. All right. So every year we have the in-laws. So it was supposed to be a little bit change up this year. We're supposed to go over to my mother-in-law's area. They live in a nicer little area or whatever. But the last couple years, they've only had, like last night, they only recorded 2 people on they put, so since they come out to us, they put the candy out and then they have the Ring camera, right? They only had 2 trick-or-treaters come this year and then only 5 trick-or-treaters last year. So it wasn't really cracking on where she's at. And then so they come out here and it's a tradition. They come in. The wife does a really good job on decorating the house because Halloween is her holiday. So at the end of September, she'll have the inside of the house decorated with the skulls and the little fake pumpkins and stuff. And then October 1st, she decorates the outside. So the decorations are up inside for 2 months, outside for 1 month, and to the point where she had her final decoration come last night for us to put up. Yeah. So she's been trying to build her little thing. She does a really great job. Normally, the grandparents will come over, mom and grandma walk them around the corner, whatever. Me and grandpa, we give out the candy.
Right.
So this year was the first year. I was like, well, they're kind of old enough, and kind of like to Sensei's point, mingling and stuff like that. So I said, hey, why don't you invite some of their friends and their friends' parents to come over? And, just trick-or-treat our area. We're not throwing a party or nothing like that, but just so the kids could mingle with each other and have a little blast running around. And then as my wife and my mother-in-law walking around, they're walking around with another parent. And, you could have that, that adult interaction that we always miss out on because we always with our kids.
Right.
Yeah, so we did that. And, again, I wasn't trick-or-treating with them, but when they came back, told me they had a blast, running around with their little friends, extra parents with the kids. So that's always a good thing as far as safety. We don't necessarily live in a bad neighborhood or anything like that. But again, more people that are from our neighborhood, the better. The wife was able to she put together like 80 little baggies of candy to give out. And I think we probably went through maybe like 60 bags. So we had about like 60 kids and, come by the house and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's always fun. I always love interacting with the kids. And the way our house is set up, when I sit next to the candy bucket, they can't see me, because the way the lighting is, right? So I'll sit there. I don't do anything funny, crazy, but next year for sure I'm going to, because I can confirm they can't see me. And
Got him.
Yeah.
You're taking my show.
So yeah, I mean, this year was fun because we had the more kids, and I always love it, seeing them they had a whole lot more fun this year than previous years because they had a couple friends with them, which I thought was cool.
That's cool.
Right.
Yeah. So
I normally dress up in something super creepy, right? That you could potentially see someone would prop up against like the area where the candy bowl's at.
yeah.
And I'll just like lean up against a wall. Right. And what I really love is like when the kid is sitting here like nervous because they see me and they're like, yeah, I'm not going to go up. Right. But the parents are like, it's fake. Come on, let's go. It's fake. You're good. Come on, let's go. And then they go up to get a piece of candy. Like, you want some candy? And the parent is running down the driveway.
Wow.
That is a win for me. I love that.
Yeah.
I can see that being a win. Okay. All right. Any last thoughts or anything you want to kind of share about Halloween? I mean, it's for the kids. We love doing it at the house. I would love to get a full blown like Jedi costume, or I'd even go with a Sith costume.
Boy, start now.
I know. That's why. But because I have Mace Windu's purple lightsaber, so
Right.
So
just start buying one piece at a time now.
right.
Like,
So I want to.
you work plenty of OT.
You're right. You're right.
What do you guys do with all the candy?
Oh, okay, that's a good question.
You don't eat. I know I don't eat it all. The show.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so this is how I run my ship over here.
Okay, go ahead. Let us know.
Real quick. So like, while the kids are at school the next day, me and my wife, we go in there, we divvy up the candy, we take out what we like, make sure everything else is good, and we put in there what they can have, whatever, and then the rest I take to work.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, this is only the second Halloween.
Yeah.
So, as she gets older, things might change, obviously. But right now, it's kind of like we just have the candy sacks sitting there on the thing, and we're just kind of picking out and eating it ourselves and using it as incentives for her.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I did it this evening, right? Hey, you eat all your noodles and all your meatballs, everything I put on your plate, I'll give you some candy. okay, right, and just shoveled it down. I'm like, that's what I thought. But yeah, no, it our last candy just ran out in like July from last Halloween.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We're talking like the Smarties, the Sweet Tarts, the weird
lower
things.
tiered, right? The lower tier taste like
Man,
chalk
them
kind of
Smarties is
things.
Good, man.
Hey, the Smarties are my
Sweet tarts
favorite.
Smarties. Yeah.
That explains a lot, Krinlee.
I know. Look at me.
What we do is my wife has seen, and you know what? We'll talk about after dark about the candy situation. Yeah, you know, if you guys want a little bit more insight about what we do in our house with the candy, I'll let you guys know. Go ahead and check out the After Dark episode tonight, and I'll explain it. Anyway, but what she's done or what she's going to be doing this year is dentists will actually take it. And I think you get like $2 off every pound of candy you bring to them. So like you could bring them a pound of candy, like 2 pounds of candy or whatever, and then they'll
put
give
it in the incinerator.
I don't know what they do with it at that point, but I mean,
What the hell are they about to do with it?
oh, you know what? I think it's if I was to read the flyer correctly, I think whatever it is, then they also will do something for like the PTA for the school. So I think that's what the whole flyer was. So whatever they do with it and whatever, but they'll give you however much of a coupon of how much candy you bring in. And then the other thing too is my son, he's allergic to peanuts. So all the Reese's, M&M's,
everything.
Yeah, so that
you can't eat anything.
Yeah, so
no chocolate.
Jeez. Okay, all right. So that's Halloween, guys. You know, for you guys out there, for your dads out there, like, what is the big thing for you? Like, one of the posts we put up there on the socials was, yes, it's chaotic, but it's only for a short time that they're going to be this small. And not necessarily. I've seen some teenagers out there that still go out there and collect, they trick-or-treating and stuff. But for them to be like that super excited, the parades and all those things, what do you guys do in your household? What are some traditions that you guys do that you have done or ones that you would like to do as your kids are growing older when it comes to Halloween? Let us know. Let us know in the chat. And moving on. All right. No, this one's a little heavy, but it is, in my household. I don't know if you guys watched Coco. Did talk about, the Day of the Dead, and part of the history of Halloween. There's a deep dive into the Day of the Dead as well. And again, go ahead and check that. I'll put the link in the description in the chat here in a little bit. To go check out the history of Halloween. But there's a big thing about Day of the Dead and the crossing of spirits and the remembrance of people. So I know this one was a little deep, but, I wanted to remember, like, not only our shout outs, but maybe you wanted just a quick story about maybe somebody that you've lost, that was significant, or, something you want to share with somebody or somebody that you lost. Mr. Krinlee, you got any? Then you don't have to, because it is a topic, but I definitely want to at least cover it and honor it. And I'll go last. Krinlee, did you want to share a story with us this evening?
I don't really have a story, but I did want to say that I can't watch Coco without crying. Like, it's like, spoiler alert, that scene where he finds out that that's his great grandfather, like, it gets me every time.
Yeah.
When they're down in that hole. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. No, I mean that's.
You'll never watch that thing.
Yeah. Oh man. Don't do it unless you plan on crying, and that's from a grown ass man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
Real. Okay.
Njord.
But yeah, that's all.
Did you want to share a story about maybe somebody that you've lost or somebody you want to remember? A shout out, maybe.
Probably say my grandfather. Okay. I know I've talked about him before, but pretty much raised me. He passed. So what was kind of cool, because I was just thinking about this. I don't remember why, but he lived. I'm the only grandchild that he actually married off, which was kind of cool because he was a pastor. Oh. And then, and he had plenty of them, but he lived long enough to find out that we were pregnant with baby Freya.
Aww.
but he didn't make it to her being born. So that's kind of one of those things that I was like, I wish that could have happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out to great grand. Is it great grandpa or grandpa?
Papa.
Papa.
That's
Papa
what we call him.
Papa Njord out there, shout out to him,
Njord.
remember him, and those that's an amazing thing, to have him to marry you off, and that's awesome. Sensei, what you got? Got anything for us you'd like to share? Somebody you want to remember?
I got
Day of the Dead.
real quick. First of all, my great grandmother, Grandma Mims. Such a blessing, such a, funny and, just that old school, grandma, get in your ass, you better listen type shit. But man, she used to make these peach pies during, fried peach pies during Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And these tea cakes. Oh my God. Grandma used to be in there doing her thing. She can cook. I miss that cooking. So my cousin, she makes the fried peach pies now, and they taste delicious. So remembering my great grandmother, you know what? And I believe she did, since I had my son so early, she did get a chance to meet my son.
That's
which
awesome.
was cool.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
is cool.
And lastly, one of my partners, and I really ain't lost too many people that I've been close with, but he was one of them. I met him at my first real job, I want to say. Me and him hit it off real cool. My partner Dre, rest in peace to him. He was one of my coolest, from the rich, just, thugged out, back in the day, but he changed his life around, and he was just real cool. So I appreciate, all the knowledge and everything that he dropped on me as I was growing up. He saw a young man, trying to do the right thing. And, he always just encouraged me to do, more in my life. And so shout out to him, Dre.
Okay. All right. I got two, and these are very, very random. You figure the one that I would pull out first, obviously, is Pops. Because Pops is right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think about him every day. And, the Day of the Dead is, to really, remember folks so they're not remembered. And so the first person I want to shout out is my old school partner from elementary school. His name was Morrell Brooks. And he didn't make it past 18 and 19. So mind you, he had been shot, I want to say, in our neighborhood that we grew up in. But he was always like, I was always that awkward kid, I felt like, in the neighborhood. But he didn't see me as that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to race our little BMX bikes around a corner from each other. His mom, they used to live across this park. We used to live in a neighborhood in Oakland called Stone City. And there used to be a park. It was on Pippin Street. And they lived across from the park. And I remember going to the park. And, this is back in the day. You'd run up on somebody's house, knock on their door, and be like, hey, can such and such come out and play? And so, like I said, a childhood friend. Again, he didn't make it into his 20s. So just, want to throw a remembrance of him and, his kindness that I can remember from, over 30 years ago at this point. And then last but not least, my auntie Claudia. And she wasn't my auntie. She was one of my ex's aunties. And, she was a beast. When me and one of my exes, when we would get into it and we'd be yelling and screaming or whatever at each other. And I remember this one time, she was so involved in our development. Like, I was like maybe 19 to 20 or something like that. And I remember she locked us in a room and was like, y'all gonna figure this shit out. She was like one of them moms, so everybody called her Auntie Claudia. And, she smoked like a steam pack, what are those called?
Steam engines?
Yeah, steam engine or something like that.
The stacks.
Yes, she smoked, and you know what I'm saying? But, she was just one of the ones she was the grandma that was going to sit on her porch, and she knew everybody in the neighborhood, and everybody's kids were her kids. And, yeah, when she passed, I wasn't able to make it to her funeral. This was a couple years ago. But I just want to throw that out there. Somebody that I remembered that had a strong, presence in my
Right.
younger adulthood. So shout out to Auntie Claudia and to my childhood friend Morel Brooks. Rest in peace, both.
Yeah. R.I.P. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all kind of inspired me a little bit.
Go ahead, Mr.
Okay.
Krinlee. What you got?
Go ahead.
I mean, I was thinking, with Njord's story about his grandpa, I was thinking about. So my dad, he never got to meet my wife or my kids. He passed away long before. Well, not long before that, but so my stepmother, before he passed, she had a stroke, but she never did anything to take care of it. So after he passed, he wasn't there to take care of her anymore, and she just got into bad shape. It was like she didn't recognize you, but I remember the last time I went to see her, I took my daughter with me, and this is like right before she passed. And I remember standing there holding my daughter, and I told her, I said, "This is your granddaughter," and she cried,
Oh.
and it just touched me, and I remember that. That's my last memory of my stepmother, who was just as good as a mother was to me,
Yeah.
as they should be.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that is what's
Yeah.
up.
So shout out to the moms.
Right. Shout out to moms.
The volunteer moms, right? 'Cause
Right.
the stepmom
Right.
gets the choice.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We call them bonus moms, right?
Right. Right. And they deal with some of the like I said, my wife is a stepmom to my son, to my oldest, and we've seen it all. So yeah, shout out to stepmoms all over the place.
Ooh, yeah, me and you say that we share that same story, brother.
Yes,
So,
we do.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the listeners out there, again, just sharing a little bit about some of our people we want to remember, during Day in the Dead, the way it's portrayed and things like that. Remember the folks that we lost so they don't get forgotten. That's one of the things. Not everybody, unfortunately, could leave a legacy, a lasting legacy, but everybody could, be kind and show, kindness to somebody that's going to stay with them forever. And so, if you guys got anybody that you guys want to shout out, maybe want to share some stories with us, maybe on the next episode or any of our socials or whatever, share. Who do you want us to remember? Who do you remember
Leave
that
it in the
made
comment section.
Yeah, leave it in the comment section, and we'll get we'll get back at you, and we'll shout that out on one of our future episodes.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we got two more topics here, and we got got some time. Okay, so the last one I want to do the last 60 days of 2024. So just real quick, I've been saving Men's Health mags. I have a subscription to Men's Health mags. I had a stack of them from like a good 2-3 years, and so I was going through them this past week and kind of pulling out different articles that I want to take and check out. We're not sponsored by the Men's Health magazine, but I would love to have one from them because I love the magazine.
Right.
And of course, it'd be right up our alley. I mean, there's a bunch of topics I was sharing with the guys in our group chat about things we might want to talk about in future episodes. And just the magazine, in my opinion, is really good and has a bunch of different topics about health, lifestyle, fragrances. If you guys have favorite colognes and things like that, I'd like to talk about that in the future.
That's my thing right there.
See what people like. But today we're
good.
gonna be talking about how to keep it together. And so there's a section in the magazine where, I've only seen like 2 of them, but it's a reoccurring thing that they do in the magazine. I thought I'd bring it to the episode and talk about some dad life stuff and see what some of these guys do to keep their busy lives together, right? So again, if you don't know who these guys are, honestly, I didn't know who they are. And the cool thing about these the Men's Health magazine is they'll interview they've interviewed folks like The Rock, Jason Momoa, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Stallone, like all these different people that, yes, everybody knows, but they also interview and talk to other people as well that are not as known. So today, the 2 people that we're going to be talking about is Anthony Katz, and he is the, let's see here, is he the inventor or the founder of Hyperice products. And if you guys don't know what Hyperice products, they're basically massage guns. You'll be using them at the gym. And then, well, if we get into it, we got a little bit more time because I don't want this to take too long. Give us a chance to talk about what we do, if there's anything that we do compared to what these guys do. Is Tariq Sharif, and that's hopefully I'm saying that correct. And according to the article, Tariq Sharif was a rapper in 2010, and basically he was a local rapper that wasn't that famous. And what he basically did was he teamed up with his childhood friend Matt Zingler, who co-founded Rolling Loud, and it was a one-day Miami event. Wow. That's now the world's largest hip hop festival, including Kendrick Lamar, Kid Cudi, and again, this article is from last year, basically around this time. So Kid Cudi, Nicki Minaj have all headline, and this is he shares what he does. So let's go with the Hyperice guy first, and it's basically broken down into the different days or the different times of the day. Kind of goes throughout all their whole thing. So the guy wakes up at 6. So this is Anthony Katz. He wakes up at 6 o'clock. He takes his 14-year-old poodle
late riser,
right? Especially compared to some of us. He takes his dog out for a walk, and to stay healthy. He admits he walks as much as for him as it is for her, and helps clear his mind first thing in the morning. At 9 o'clock, so I guess 3 hours later, it says tuned in. Katz has always loved listening to music when he drives. So at one point, business calls started to creep up into his 20-minute commute. So he made a decision to put off any communication until he was actually in the office. So instead of him taking calls while he was on his commute, he was sitting and listening to music. At 9:15, he says, since we're a products company, checking with the products team first is the most important job I have. So he's an in-person person. He really doesn't like things like Zoom, the Zoom culture. He thinks people meeting with people in person is more of a effective way to collaborate and build relationships. So he's more of a people person. So he goes into real life. 11 a.m. it says do what the day needs. So he always surrounds himself with people who have the opposite skill set, are very organized, and provide structure for him. So obviously he can be a leader, but he doesn't necessarily need to know how to do everything. So what he does in his business, he surrounds himself with good people that have opposite skills than what he does to help supplement.
Delegate.
Delegate. Since on 3 p.m. it says keep the door open. He says his door is always open to anyone who wants to talk, but that's not to be mistaken for a lack of drive. So he's pretty informal. He dresses very casual. Again, open door policy. And he said, being lax and casual, it may seem like he doesn't have a competitive edge, but again, don't mistake his open door policy and being able to want to be able to talk to everybody as being lax or not have any drive. At 5:30, he says he kind of shuts the day down. He's always make a point to have a family with the dinner and play with his boys. So, from 6 a.m. to about 5, he's work. Get to work done. Be the person that he's going to be. At 5:30, he always makes it a point to be at home. And I know a lot of us that work jobs, we're out there, we don't have that luxury. Sometimes we work at night, but it's really good to, be able to shut it off. Then he goes at 6 p.m., so 5:30 to 6 p.m., I guess. It's like a 2-hour cleanse. He goes inside to his 4 walls to immerse himself in the competition. So when he's not thinking about, let's see here, what's it say here? On Thursdays and Sundays, the former coach joins a high-level basketball game. Oh, so he goes to go hoop. So I'm not thinking about work. I'm not thinking about anything. It's physical and it's mental release. So he goes out and gets physical activity. And then 8:30 to 11 p.m., he shuts it down. It says Katz has a hard time turning his mind off. So he winds down with 45 minutes of Hyperice Normatec 3 boots while reading, looking at news, and watching sports.
He's got to promote his own products.
Of course.
Yeah.
As soon as I read that, I'm like, oh.
I use these.
Right,
I use these. This is what you need too.
Right. That's a plug. So... obviously what I'm seeing, he's trying to find a balance between his work and his life, and he's more of a surround himself. And again, this is a business entrepreneur, and I know a lot of us don't have the resources this gentleman has. But, what do we do in our lives? to kind of keep us from, keeping our shit together. And I'll go first, to kind of give you an example. I personally, I'm a creature of habit. Like, I have a routine that kind of keeps me focused on things that I got to know that I got to get done so that I could go hang out, right? And I'm a gamer. Most of us in here are gamers. So obviously I get up, I go to work, kind of handle the business there. And then when I get home, I don't think about work. That's actually one of the great things about our jobs. Once we leave the job, we don't got to take it home. But I always make sure I come in and do my chores, check the garbage, make sure the garbage is out, check in with the kids, make sure, I'm helping with, with their homework when I can. Do the dishes, because I do the dishes when I get home. If you guys want to know about why I do the dishes, there's a episode for that. That would technically be my mental release, is I actually do the dishes. And then, once I kind of check in with the wife, make sure everything's good to go there, I give myself generally about an hour and 30 minutes to come into the garage and kind of work on this stuff, planning stuff, putting up posts. And if I can, play the game within that time, if there's nothing else I feel like I can do. And then I shut it down at night. Obviously, work is work. Work is not something that I do for fun. I do it to pay the bills. So when I'm gone, I don't ever have, and again, I'm not an entrepreneur. Well, I need to have my phone on at all times, but I'm a creature of habit, and I like that. I'm task oriented. I need to know what I got to get done, what resources I have to get the job done. I get it done, and then I move on with my day. And then again, I love, what I could do with the money that I make. I get to hang out with the family. I get to do the Halloween stuff. I get to play the game, hang out with some of my friends and do the show. So yeah, that's kind of like what I do to kind of make sure that I'm on track. Did you guys have anything like that? You guys want to add anything to that, or?
I got some.
If you don't,
as Krinlee holds up his brew. Hey, you gotta have one of those here once in a while.
Hey, tonight, hey, I'm doing it.
Nice tonight, huh? I'll go if
Sensei, what you got?
I'm like you. I'm a creature of habit. Like once I create a habit, I gotta keep it, or else I feel like hey, something wrong here. So one of the new habits that I created this year was, being in the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week. And it's paid off. It's, I feel healthier. I feel better, biceps getting a little bigger, you know what I mean? Just within this short period of time, that I have been doing this, and, I would say the past 6-7 months, last week I only got 2 days in. I was mad, and partly sometimes that could be my fault because during my lunch break at work or something, I can go hit the gym. We got a gym in there, I can. But I like going to the gym that I like going to. That's just me, I got everything that I want to do there. So, right. That's a release for me, because I'm in there, I'm zoned out. I got my headphones in, I'm in my zone, and that's always been my zone. So when I lose that, I actually kind of lose a part of me, because I don't have that focus. It helped me focus. It helped me like just recenter myself, but I said that, but before that, I pray. That's what keeps me sane in my household or in my life, prayer. Every morning I wake up, boom, pop that little Bible app open, read what they got for me, and then I read me a proverb. Proverb a day, keep the devil away. That's what they say.
Amen to
that. So I make sure I do that, and then, like I said, I go into my routine, get off work, once I get home, after I come from the gym, get them kids, pick them up, take them with it. So they become like the center of everything. Right. Once I'm done with my day, and it's all on them. It's a routine. It's boom, boom, boom. So yeah. And that's what I like doing. Like you said, man, I work because I ain't, And we ain't like that guy that you just read.
Right.
But maybe one day one of us might invent something, man. And hey, shoot,
Right.
the whole life will change. Or win that lotto.
Right. Hit that lottery. Nobody will know what. There'll be signs.
So yeah, I'm a creature of habit. I like routines. I like, and it's so funny because before my wife, I didn't realize how much I thrive in routines. Kind of all over the place. But yeah, I digress. I'm gonna let somebody else talk.
Anybody want to add to that? No, we looking good. Krinlee, did you have anything? No.
I mean, not really. I gave my answer already.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a daily thing that I drink, but man, it's not even about getting drunk. It's just like having one chilling. It's like I come to the basement. It's just me. I might play video games. I might just sit here and listen to music and drink me one, and that's it.
Right. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that, Krinlee, man.
Nothing wrong with that.
Don't let nobody make you feel bad because you have a alcoholic beverage, every other night. It's okay.
Right. That's all right. Njord, you got anything on the topic?
Actually, this is something I'm failing at right now.
Oh.
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay. Okay.
I'm struggling pretty bad with burnout at the moment.
Yeah.
And I went into a leadership training course not this last week, but the week before. Mm-hmm. And like on the very last day, the topic was what is burnout and how to spot it. Mm-hmm. And we're sitting there going through all of it. I'm like, yep, yeah. The fudge is going?
Are you talking about me? Is that what's going on?
Pretty much. And so it was kind of that identifier for me that okay, something's wrong. Right. And so I'm trying to figure out how to reset and then maintain.
Okay. Yeah. We could definitely go into some of the stuff. I feel burnt out all the time, and that's why I have to focus on the task. I've been, my wife has been a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. So, basically just working is what I do. And we'll talk about some stuff about burnout, but I feel like that's why I feel like the routine kind of keeps me on task because
that's just it. Like, I know we've got a few more minutes, and again, I was actually going to bring up to you all about having a full episode about burnout.
We could definitely talk about it in After Dark.
It's real.
It's real. Yes.
I've been there for sure.
Yeah. I might be right there with you. That's why this ain't my normal, guys. This is not my normal. Yeah. Okay, so we are closing out. We are getting close to our hour as far as the live stream goes. We are going to go into After Dark, and we could talk about that topic. I'm going to talk about the candy on that side. We are going to talk about the 60. We didn't get to that topic here on the main show, but if you're interested in the last 60 days and things that we had planned or, some ideas or whatever for closing out the year strong, you could join us on the After Dark show. With that, that's basically the main episode. I want to say thank you guys, everybody, for listening. Again, welcome back, Krinlee. We are going to be talking about, as per Shadow Pack Gaming, we always take a holiday break. So we'll be talking about that within our next couple episodes. I think we got 3 more episodes before the holiday break. We're going to talk about that in After Dark. Again, if you guys want to know a little bit behind the scenes on the show and how we kind of manage the holiday season, and still try to get the show done, or just trying to be a content creator during the holiday season and not suffer the burnout, right, guys? Mm-hmm. We'll discuss it in the After Dark. So if I don't got anything else, you guys got anything else you want to add before we switch over?
We have officially entered into Baby Freya's birth month.
Oh,
so that's a fun one. We're leaving the terrible 2s and entering the thundering 3s.
3s are the worst.
You think you are?
Yeah, you're right.
You guys from the terrible 2s to the 3 majors.
Oh,
No, I'm calling it the Thundering Threes.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
I
need
like
to coin that because that is the truth. They
Yeah.
don't. They always talk about terrible twos, man. The threes were murderous.
And then from what I hear, it's the F me fours.
Fours, fours is they want to revert back to being, because they realize that they're actually, they're conscious of their growth.
I don't know. I mean, fours they're starting school, so they got that's when routine really hits them.
Yeah.
But that's also when they start like actually being able to, what's the word? Understand what's going on. Right now they're in the mimic phase, right? But the 4 is about that phase of like, I know what I'm doing, right? I know why I'm doing it.
I know what's going on.
Let's get through 3 first.
Me.
Yeah.
Anytime I go over here, you always leave. Where you going?
Or no, I'm not doing that. Yes, you are.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah. Let's get through the Thundering Threes first, and we'll worry about the 4s.
Right.
When we get there. Okay. So we don't got anything else. Let's go and end our show here just a little bit early, but again, I want to get into some other topics here. Give us a time for a little break between little shows here. So without any further ado, I want to say thank you for everybody that's tuning in to our podcast, our live stream here on YouTube. So it's youtube.com/@the-dads-live-podcast, which I'm so happy that we're able to get that and not have to put like a number or something at the end of it or anything like that. So that's awesome. So again, thank you for listening to this week's episode. We hope that you tune in to next week's episode, where you can get your dad life, dad advice. Yeah, I cut you guys off. I didn't stop.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, guys, we're signing off. We'll see you next week. And again, patreon.com/ShadowPackWest if you guys want to tune in, get access to our After Dark episodes. All right.
Later, boys.
Peace out.